Azreal is building a supply depot up there, so he will be aware if KillerPlague tries to break these down and try to pull a sneak attack off on him. But Azreal is going to have to move back to defend against this position, because KillerPlague is going to move across here and take down those destructible rocks, giving him another entrance into his base. Oh, and at the same time, it looks like Azreal is moving his army out. He does see that army attacking the destructible rocks in the back of his base, though, so rather than counterattacking and basically forcing a base race situation, he is going to come back and defend against this, which, if he defends against it well, he is actually going to be in a pretty good position.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought we were going to see a base race, but, you know, with that amount of tanks, KillerPlague is going to need to micro pretty well to take out this army.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and it looks like, actually, KillerPlague backing off for some reason, deciding that he did not want to go. And 2 Marines moving in right now. These Marines are going to get decimated by the remaining Protoss units that are at his base. But looking up at the pylon here, there's still no hidden tech for KillerPlague up there. So once again, not sure exactly why he hit that pylon up there. But anyways, I guess he has pylon power over there if he needs to warp anything in. But it looks like he is going to be moving into the back of Azreal's base. That supply depot going down pretty quickly. And Azreal is actually in really good position here to defend. He needs to get these tanks in siege mode. And there are no Colossi, so this infantry will be very, very good against those Immortals. And you can see one of those Immortals losing its shield so quickly.
Probably going to get picked off. It's going to be, there it goes.
Oh, it goes down immediately to all that fire. And especially with Stimpack, those Immortals go down so quickly because of the increased rate of fire. Plus, if you look at the damage from the Marines, they only do 6 damage, and the Marauders here, what do? They do 20 versus armored, so the damage from the Marauders actually does get nerfed a little bit by that shield, but the Marines getting 6 in per shot, not getting affected at all by those hardened shields, so they just plow through those hardened shields pretty quickly.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to sound a little bit like a broken record here, but I think KillerPlague needs more Immortals. Azreal has about 6 tanks at this point in the game, and I don't think 3 is going to be enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and we do see, it looks like Azreal actually heard me. My voice traveled through time and told him he needs to build medevacs in this game. At least I would assume that's what he's going for, since he is going a very, very heavy infantry army. As you mentioned, he does have 6 tanks, but there are also 8 Marauders in the mix here, and it looks like he's actually got about 10 Marines. So getting some medevacs in the mix, especially since he has Stimpack researched, is probably a very good idea. And finally, we are seeing some buildings go up here by this hidden pylon that he had. He is trying to expand up there, and he's actually getting a forge as well. So it looks like we may see him come up with some upgrades, or possibly even using some cannons for defense. I'm not sure exactly what his end game is with that as of yet, but we'll see here in a little bit. Notice that he does have less gateways this time. Last game he had 5 gateways total, which allowed him to produce extremely quickly. He only has 3 right now, but he does not have a second robotics facility either. So actually spending those resources on this expansion, we'll see if that's going to pay off or not. And KillerPlague has been spotted by a scouting Marine here, so it looks like there are some units moving into position. About 9 Marauders going to try to take down this expansion, and with only 1 Stalker to defend it, it looks like he's not even worried about that Stalker. He's just going to try to snipe this thing and get out of dodge.
Really bad timing for KillerPlague. That Nexus just finished when those Marauders got there. It's almost like Azreal had a cheat on or something like that.
He just threw away 400 minerals basically.
Yeah, definitely, Akai. Again, I think that KillerPlague needs to continue to pump those Immortals, but you can see that he still has only 1 Robo facility. If he loses this game, I think that's going to be the reason why.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at the base for Azreal, his expansion is up and running now, and he's got units mining at it. It's not fully saturated yet, but he is going to have an income advantage because his expansion is up and running, although it's very slim at this point. We should see that start to jump here in a little bit, especially as he gets mules involved. Oh, and it looks like there is an attack coming in the back entrance from KillerPlague, and Azreal's army was out of position, and since that scouting supply depot, the ramp was taken down, he was not able to save his armory, so the armory goes down immediately.
Those Immortals need to focus fire those tanks. That's going to be the only way to take off this army.
Yeah, absolutely, and those Immortals taking a lot of damage. The front 2 get taken down pretty quickly because of the amount of units that he has here with Stimpack, and the 3rd Immortal goes down, 1 Immortal remaining, and the rest of that army is taken down. KillerPlague is going to GG. SC2 Armory wins the exhibition matchup between SC2 Armory and Vile Gaming, and KillerPlague says, ha, I'm tired. Apparently they finished this at 3 a.m. And apparently KillerPlague shares our sentiment for this map. He says, I hate this map.
Yeah, I'm curious. Who picked this map? What was it? How was it organized?
Yeah, I have no idea. I need to look into that, because I thought Azreal said that he wanted to play Lost Temple for the last game, but that obviously did not happen because they played on Incineration Zone. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but anyways, it looks like SC2 Army is going to win this, and these players just having some friendly chats, and KillerPlague now leaving the game. So 13, I am excited that our community won the game. What do you think about this tournament so far?
Well, obviously, KillerPlague put up quite a fight. He was really the most effective player on the Vile Gaming side, and I think he deserves to be commended a little bit. He took out a lot of units, and he took a lot of players, and he took Azreal down to the wire. Azreal's a very strong player. I've seen a couple of his matches, before this tournament.
Yeah, and he actually did very well in the Wrath of the Xel'Naga tournament as well. So the fact that KillerPlague was able to hold his own against these players is very, very. It speaks highly to his level of play, especially since he was able to take out Tex-Mix, who actually won the Wrath of the Xel'Naga tournament. Tex-Mix actually took down Azreal in that tournament to win. So he's definitely got some skills. Props to him. But ultimately, the victory goes to the SC2 Armory. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll try to get as many games as we can up on the YouTube channel, and we've got more coming for the podcast. If you haven't kept an eye out on that yet, the podcast is just SC Battlegrounds as well. We've only got one game up right now, but we are going to be putting more up soon, and we look forward to seeing you all on BattleNet 2.0 as the game is getting ready to be released in less than a month now.
Yeah, definitely, Kaya. Again, you can search for that podcast on iTunes. Just search for SC Battlegrounds. We only have one game up at this minute, but we're going to continue to put some up, especially once the beta gets going again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for everybody for watching, and GG.
GG.